Hello and welcome to Miner Watches in Age of Empires 2 The Conquerors multiplayer match, so let's go. This one is an arena match between, in pink here, well purple here, we have Marsella playing as the Britons, and over here we have Jon Snow, RoR Jon Snow playing as the Chinese, so it's going to be a bit of an archer war. Now this is the arena where, well, the main idea of arena is you have your own little base guarded by stone wall and you can boom as much as you like, but there's all this other space in here as well. Now Marsella, or I assume it's Marsella as opposed to Marsella, but Marsella has got a bit more of an advantage because he's got the space here. He can get rid of this wall here, kill this wolf, and he's got a small gold patch here. And the same for here, just destroy that stone wall and you can get this gold patch here. But one interesting thing about all these arena matches is that you have these relics and they are scattered around certain points of the map. Jon Snow will be able to get that one, and it just depends if one person gets one of these relics, the other one's going to get they're going to get the other relic as well, and the same for these relics here, because you don't get that much gold on this map, not as much as you'd like, and if you're playing a 1v1 it's very difficult to get as much gold as you would like because you can't trade it as easily. You can get a lot of wood around the sides. I mean, Marseille's probably got better advantage here if he'll be able to gather this wood fine, and here as well, but I suppose Jon Snow has got this protected wood section here, so he'll be able to do that. But you've got this nice big gold patch here and nice big gold patch there for each team. But where are the other gold patches? There's a small one there which Jon Snow will probably be able to get, and this one as well. And then there's this one here which I would say Marseille would get, but then he'll be able to get these two no problem. So I think Marseille is going to be better for gold, and I'm going to be very interested in seeing which way round they do it here, whether they are going to fight mainly with archers or whether they're going to go for something else. Now obviously if one side is going to focus a bit more on archers, the other side should hopefully bring out lots of skirmishes. Now they're not going to be, skirmishes only cost wood and food, 35 wood, 25 food, so they're not going to be too much of a problem. It's not going to be too much of a problem here because both sides can easily get their wood and transfer them into farms. Now unfortunately I did record another video earlier on of the previous match, but it didn't quite work too well because of the way that I'm set up here. Basically I'm at university now in my third year, but I'm working at a hospital, so I don't actually have to do too much work in terms of homework. I do have to work 5 days a week, half 8 till 5, which isn't a problem. I'd prefer to do that rather than lots of homework and have hardly any lectures, because it provides a bit more of a structure to my day, which I quite like. But at the moment it's a weekend and I'm just recording away as many of these as I can and trying to get them uploaded. Now my internet is a bit iffy, so it's a bit difficult for me to play online games because it can end up being a bit disconnected. It doesn't quite like it too much, but the speeds are generally okay in terms of internet. But because it's university, I'm playing on my laptop, my big laptop, so I'm not going to have the fastest of speeds here, but just causing a bit of damage to each wall. Okay, not sure why, but what's this? An outpost, just to see what's going on. Ah yeah, they are playing on Not Explored. So yeah, so my laptop won't be playing as fast, and with some of the larger games I might not be able to do them as easily if they last for a long time, because we're 14 minutes of the way through and about 4.5 minutes real time, which isn't as great as I'd want it to be, because if I were to stop recording the game would go much faster because my laptop isn't as quick as it can be. But I would do my very best to bring out these videos. I mean, the previous one to this most likely will be my one of my bonus videos for the Vikings, and that was recorded on my home computer, so A little bit different for me there, but I should be still bringing out these videos. I'll try and do some more bonus videos, and I will try and do my best to entertain you guys. So that's just an update of what's going to be happening in terms of me and my recording. And let's get back to the game. Now notice here 3 mining camps. For me, I would have built a mining camp here, but then again it is personal preference, and I suppose if Jon Snow, if he had the wood, it would have been okay to do so. He will have to focus a bit more on the wood and food later on, possibly wood and gold, depending on how he goes. Marsella's built a castle here, which is a very good idea in arena. It allowed your walls, because this is theoretically a wall, allows them to be a bit more protected. I'm not sure what this gap here is for. Where I would have thought a gate would have been better there, but let's have a quick look at the Fog of War. Ah, Scorpion, interesting. But then again, I suppose I've never really seen that, just a single Scorpion going out to help this. But then again, the Chinese do get good Scorpions. Who's going to win here? Who's going to win here? Come on, heal. Oh no. Scouts. Ooh, just about managed to do it. That's very interesting. Castle going up here. And there's 2 scouts here, managed to get rid of them, but yep, they're going to kill them. Come on, you can get that Scorpion. But the villagers are probably going to beat the scout cavalry. So Jon Snow's doing very good here, but look at these longbowmen, 6 range, which is very interesting. They've only got fletching, so they'll be able to increase that range by double, you know, from 6 to 12 if they are fully upgraded. Doing a pretty puny job against the Scorpion, but so this is where the brunt of the attack is. And Jon Snow knows where Marsella's base is, and Marsella knows where Jon Snow's base is. So let's just stay on here. Their scores are fairly equal for the time being, but Green and, well, both sides really have done a good job on converting enemies, and 18 attack now because of their garrisoned longbowmen. Leave some more houses, unfortunately. But I think with the Chinese, the only I know they can get rocketry, which allows for +4 pierce armor for the Scorpions, and it allows for +2 pierce armor for their Chukonus. But I don't know if they have any extra. Nope, they don't have any extra bonuses for the Scorpions, but they are known for their for this kind of thing. Anyway, so let's have a look over here. So we've got some archers, longbowmen, and they will want to get some armor, because as soon as Jon Snow brings out any Chukonus, they're going to rip through these longbowmen. And the watchtower has more range than the longbowmen, but soon the longbowmen will have more range. And what's going on here? A few houses. This is quite interesting. I wonder why. Maybe just to help build a bit of a base otherwise. But if we go on to Jon Snow, what can he see over here? Yep, he can see that, but this villager is going to attack this villager. So that's going to be quite interesting. So let's have a quick look back here. Trebuchet, which will get rid of that castle, no problem. What is Marseilla going to do about that? I am not sure just yet, but he's got some Chukonus here. I mean, trebuchets are great in an arena match. Come on, you can't just repair a castle and not attack the thing that's attacking the castle. Because the thing that's going to attack it is just going to keep attacking you. You're going to lose lots of stone. But what's he got in here? Oh, so Marseille's coming out here, building a bit of a base. That was a bit of a waste of stone, I'm afraid. The moment you realise you have 2 trebuchets on and possibly a third, that's not going to be great. Now, trebuchets are good in arena matches, because especially 1v1, because you are going to end up being fairly close to your allies, and you can see these trebuchets are fairly close to their own base, so Jon Snow can bring out people to help protect these trebuchets, but you can push with the trebuchets, destroy some buildings, build a castle, build some more military buildings. And battering rams coming out here. These battering rams are going to be good against the trebuchets, and they're not going to be easily attacked by the archers. but you just have to be careful. I mean, how Marsella is only in the Castle Age, but Jon Snow's in the Imperial Age. So here we go, got a bit of an attack. This Mangonel is going to do a great job against all of these archers, and Trebuchet is having a go at attacking this. They did a good job here, but these... Who's going to... Is the castle not going to be built? No. It should be built later on, but huge open space here and a bit of an open space here, so Marsella needs to do something about fixing that. Very good hit from the trebuchets, and they're not... These are fantastic hits, actually. And the skirmishers are doing a better job against the Chukonus and others, which is one of the things I mentioned earlier. And the trebuchets, they need to be sorted out. You need some melee attacks or other attacks, and this is a bit of a problem. Marsella has tried to come over here and build a base over here, and he's building some siege workshop because he wants to attack from this front. But if Jon Snow can be clever about it and come in very quickly with these trebuchets and destroy as much of this as he can, then Marsella isn't going to have the economy to eventually build up his army elsewhere. So this Mangonel is going to just try and destroy some of these people and villagers and skirmishers, and it looks like Marsella is going to abandon this base anytime soon. He's sending more and more villagers over here, and outposts kind of built here, a little bit of a wall being built up, and stone coming in, and a palisade wall there. Excellent. So that these Chukonus are just taking out these villagers, but look, a nice bunch of skirmishers. No. Yeah, get rid of the monks, there you go, and as soon as you get rid of the other monks, that should be great. But you've got all of these Chukonus here, and this Mangonel, which took out one, yep, and about 5 more there, but that's good. A bunch of skirmishers can be good against Mangonel, but only if you use them effectively. If you get them to move like that and then attack, that's good, but the Mangonel can do attack ground, and guess where they're going to hit from, and that's 4 gone in 1 hit. But if we have a quick look up here, bashing rams being created here, castles being created here to help get rid of some of these skirmishers, siege workshops coming out here. I think it's not looking good for... Oh, let's see. Didn't quite do it. But Marsella is doing a good job at pushing, even though he's being attacked. But of course, the one thing that does lead to is not being... You might end up focusing a bit too much on one side. Now these trebuchets are just getting rid of these archery ranges. Now, I'd always thought chemistry did a bit more range because chemistry had fireballs from the trebuchets. Sorry, I said that completely wrong. I thought by getting chemistry, the trebuchets would have a better attack against the against building, because you know they're fireballs. But the 200 attack will only go to 201, and it will only increase the attack by 1. So getting chemistry, it's just a bit silly unless you are focusing more on the archers, because that will allow 1 extra attack with the archers, which is a bit better. Now, a town centre going up here, which I don't know whether that's a good idea or not because of all these crossbowmen. More range in the town centre, and if crossbowmen can get rid of the Mangonel, then that would be good, but Mangonel obviously not, because it's being repaired by the villagers, and still being attacked here. These crossbowmen may do a fairly decent job against the trebuchets, but only when the trebuchets are packed. And what is this going to attack? The archery range and siege workshop. They got... Oh no, they haven't got siege images. I thought that was 17 range, not 16 range. But good idea bringing out a bunch of capped rams at the same time, and theoretically he should do a fairly decent job against this, but the capped rams, 1 gone already, and they are going down pretty quickly actually against the Chukonus, because 11 attack and they can do a fairly decent attack. I think they can almost kill a villager in 1 hit, well, a villager without loom at least. So that's a bit of a shame for Marsella. Marsella is doing a better job on this front, but I wouldn't be surprised if any time soon... Jon Snow resigned. Jon Snow has resigned. I would have said it would be the other way around. But if we have a look at the resources, yeah, Marsella isn't as good as Jon Snow, but I guess with these Arbalest coming out and these capped rams, they'll be able to get rid of that castle and these trebuchets, and then they'll be able to take that castle out. But if you have a look at population, Jon Snow's on 72 out of 115, Marseille's on 175, so at least double. So I suppose on that front, I can see why. Now these shoe canoes will be taken out, and the mangonel as well. So with that, I can't really. Oh no, I can go into Jon Snow. Let's quick. So apart from these trebuchets, this castle, that monk, and mangonel and shoe canoes, Jon Snow hasn't got anything else to defend himself. You know, a couple more castles, towers, and town centres, but nothing in terms of what Marseille's got. He can create some more capped rams and just batter his way through. So that was a very good game between the two. I was very unsure as to who would win, because Jon Snow made a good attack, then Marseille made a good attack, and so forth. So thank you very much for watching. My first video since being in my 3rd year of university, which is quite a bit of a landmark for me. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next part.